What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Fightful's Got Talent. I'm your host, Rob Wilkins. Let's go ahead and start with our first competitor. What are you going to be doing for us today? Dancing? Okay, well, let's see what you got.
Hold on, here we go.
They're very generic. Is this from StreamYard?
Yeah, that dance wasn't good. We're not really looking for that. But, you know, instead of just saying no right away, you seem like a nice guy. You have a nice voice. Do you do voiceover work? You do? It makes sense. So, let's see if you can sing. And if you can, we'll put you on to the next level. Sound good?
Yes, I'm an ass man.
Sean, I have produced music for so many amazing musicians, bands. I've done it all. I've seen it all. And I must say, that was amazing. You have a voice of an angel. And because of that, I'm sending you to the next level. Yes, it's a yes for me. Sean, you're going to Orlando. Congratulations. Sean, I have produced music for some of the greatest artists in the world, and that is a big ass spider. Nope.
Oh God, we're gonna get fired.
No, we're not. We're good. What is going on?
Did you really have a spider? I have a spider phobia.
Yeah.
The show is starting. Really? I'm so anxious, Rob. Why are you doing this to me?
I do have. I actually have arachnophobia too. That's why I got out. I like nope. I got out.
Never.
Yeah, I have the movie. You know what did it to me was the movie Arachnophobia. That's what did it.
Like I do not want to know anything about that.
I was fine before I saw that. Don't watch it. But hey, everyone, welcome to Fightful Overbooked, Coexisting with Rob and Maggie. How you doing today? We have a fun show planned. But before we get started, Maggie, how you doing?
Yeah, okay, so listen up. I'm going to talk for a while now, so you can take a break. So, guys, here's the thing where I'm wearing. It's March is one of the biggest months in Bulgarian history. And every year on March 1st, we each give people these. It can be a bracelet, it can be a pin or whatever. This is called Martinica. Yeah. And it has like a lot of legends about when this whole thing started. Here's the thing: Bulgaria was found in 1681. Yes, in the 7th century. And I have a favorite story about this, but I have no idea whether if it's true or not, so I'm not going to share it. So I love these. Like usually when you're in high school or middle school or whatever, if you're one of the popular kids and at the end of your school day, you're going to have like your arm will be up to here with bracelets like these because everyone loves you and everyone gives you one. I never had that problem because I wasn't that popular. But I love these. And here's the thing: you take them off every time you see a stork, because the stork is the symbol of spring, and when spring comes, you take your martinica off and you actually put it on a tree that's going to blossom in the spring. And I love this so much. I love this about Bulgaria, and this is so I mark up every time. And the second thing I want to say is I have this beauty here, like my microphone. Here's the thing: I've told Drew on I've told Rob on numerous occasions that every once in a while I give all my appliances names because I live alone, and it's less pathetic when you talk to your appliances all the time. So yeah, my TV is TV because it's TV to TV. Yeah. My microwave is Helga for whatever reason. So I gave my microphone a name as well, and its name is Drew, because our amazing friend Drew Nicholas actually helped me buy this amazing thing, and I will never stop loving you, Drew, for this. Like, you did this to yourself, Drew. Like, you have a friend in me for the rest of your life, and I love you and I appreciate you, and I'm going to squeeze the living hell out of you one day when we see each other at the wrestling show. So let's finally give you the opportunity to actually speak, Rob, because I can talk a lot about this.
No problem. It's been an interesting week with not particularly the wrestlers, but ownership. It's been a big week with Tony Khan making his big announcement on Wednesday night, and then Vince McMahon being on the Pat McAfee show. So we got a lot to talk about there. But first, before I go into that, want to say thank you to Ryan Sullivan for the super chat. Magnificent Maggie and Ravishing Rob. Happy I'm catching this live. We are very happy you're catching this live. That means a lot to us, and we truly do appreciate that.
Ryan's a sweetheart.
Yeah, he is. I appreciate that. I do. That goes a long ways for us. That helps. But no, yesterday and the day before, I mean, Dynamite was spectacular, but the thing that overshadowed Dynamite, the actual wrestling, was the big announcement of Ring of Honor being purchased. And I think that's a big deal. But the first thing I was going to start out with today was going to be the Vince McMahon story, but I think everybody's been hearing a lot of that over the past 24 hours. So the Ring of Honor stuff is just, there's so much going on that they haven't talked about. Like, what are they going to do? Some people think it's going to be their NXT, and I could see that happening. That could be the brand that actually does house show tours. It gets their younger wrestlers more opportunities to wrestle more and get better. I'm excited for them. The other great thing about that is it creates more jobs. I know one thing that a lot of people were complaining about was that AEW was going to have a similar problem to WWE, where they had too many wrestlers. Now with shows like AEW Evolution. Evolution.
Elevate.
I was going to call Evolution. I'm like, that's not it. Revolution. So
I'm the one with the speaking problem, Rob. Don't take this away from me.
Not today, but and you have other shows like Dark, and so it's a good thing. And I'm curious to see what wrestlers they bring in. I think the biggest one for ROH obviously is going to be Jonathan Gresham, but I see guys like the Briscoes going over to AEW, and there's a lot. I'm very curious because, and I'm the one thing that I do wonder. Back when WWE purchased WCW, a lot of those contracts were guaranteed, so that's why they didn't go over to WWE right away, because they didn't have to. What I'm kind of curious about is the wrestlers that are there. Granted, April will, I think, it's next month, so I don't know which wrestlers will show up at the Ring of Honor show that they're having. I believe that's still in Dallas. I believe they're still having it there. It'll be interesting to see what they do. What was your first thought when you heard that Tony purchased Ring of Honor? What came to mind? What was your reaction?
I'm going to be completely honest with you here. The first thing that popped into my head when I heard TK make that announcement was, oh my God, William Regal. But you need to have William Regal on that show and be the booker or whatever, like the authority figure, call him whatever you want. You need William Regal on that show.
Yeah.
The fact that so many people put William Regal over and said that he was actually the one that launch their career. If you didn't know how important William Regal was for the wrestling business, then now you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and every place that has William Regal is
Better off.
a winning place.
Yeah.
Like from the start. And I'm actually thinking about this right now. You remember when AEW had that press conference in front of Daly's place, or was it Jack? I have no idea.
Yeah, well, it was like right there. It was pretty.
Yeah. And they already were a big thing. And then Chris Jericho came out. And he said, well, we put things in another perspective right now, right?
Yeah.
This is actually the thing. I can see the two things like correlate here. Like we know that Ring of Honor was always good. Like, granted, I'm not that familiar with Ring of Honor. As I said, like having a full-time job doesn't give me enough time to watch wrestling as I would like. So Ring of Honor has been a place to be for quite some time. And having William Regal there would be even bigger than it already is. So I'm so excited to see. Like we live in such a strange time, Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you can never be certain about anything. Like even I don't care who you are. I just it's really something, and I'm so excited. Like I wish I've said this a bunch of times already. I wish my in real life friends knew just how exciting everything that like they have no idea what a wrestling fan is really like experiencing right now.
Yeah. Right, so you should quit your job.
Oh, I should quit my job. So listen up. In order for me to quit my job, I was actually thinking one day I'm going to be so big that I'll actually get a cameo from Sean, and he'll be saying good night fuckers, Maggie quits her job, and I'm gonna send it to my group chat, and I'm just gonna leave the chat and be all done with it.
Nice. That would be hilarious. I'd want to see that video. So yeah, and then I think the most popular thing that everybody's talking about, like other than like Tony doing this, is what's going to happen with that video library. And this adds a lot more to the video library for AEW. I know a lot of people have been wanting to watch the pay-per-views, like past pay-per-views. I mean, I'm glad I have, I would say about once every 6 months, or maybe twice, maybe I'd say 3 times a year, I go back and I watch that Young Bucks versus Kenny Omega Adam Page match from Revolution. And there's other matches I like going back to, but I hope they do something soon, because it'd be awesome for the fan. And Ring of Honor, and you're not only getting like AEW stars with the Ring of Honor tape library, you're also getting AJ Styles, you're getting Kevin Owens, you're getting Sami Zayn. I mean, granted, those weren't El Generico and Kevin Steen in Ring of Honor, but you get Samoa Joe, you're getting Christopher Daniels in his prime. There's so many matches, and that's what I'm excited for more than anything is, and of course, Bryan Danielson. And I could go on this show. I could just talk about Ring of Honor, matches, but I'm very excited about that aspect. And I hope that something happens soon as far as maybe a streaming deal. And I hope it's something where it's worldwide, because I think that would help things, just like that video game they're working on. The video game will help build their popularity too. So
having that big of a library, including Ring of Honor, gives him a way bigger chance to have like a better streaming service.
Yeah.
And when we talk about Ring of Honor, and we saw which ones are inducted into the Ring of Honor Hall of Fame, and Samoa Joe is right there. And
yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, the one thing about like William Regal and Samoa Joe, it's like Fit Finley. I could see a lot of these guys coming back if WWE wants to pull the trigger. I think with this Ring of Honor thing happening, I think I don't know if that's going to be a good thing for and I'm phrasing this. Let me rephrase this. It's going to be a good thing for WWE superstars because they're going to keep their jobs. You know what I mean? They're going to.
Oh yes.
I think I don't think Vince is going to be doing the. And I could be absolutely wrong because I never thought he would release guys like Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt. So who knows? But I think this is something that is going to change some things in the WWE too. But it'll be interesting to see. And there's been a lot to it. I know Sean added a lot more yesterday to Fightful Select about the story, things that he's heard as far as how much money that it might have sold for, or like what numbers that they previously might have tried to sell it at, stuff like that. It'll be really interesting to see. And of course, you have Deonna Purrazzo, who is the current ROH Women's Champion, and she's an Impact. So it'll be
and Britt Baker's right there.
Yeah. So we'll have to see what happens there.
Yeah, and where's you gotta think about Cody. Like what? Yeah. Here's the thing. I know it's been kind of quiet, but as I said on numerous occasions, the quiet before the storm. I know we've talked a lot about Cody and WWE. I know. And as I said, like minutes ago, it's wrestling. It's 2022, and you never know because absolutely anything can happen. Yeah. And here's the thing: I'll believe Cody is in WWE when I see it.
Yeah,
and I'll believe it when I see it. And this TK and Ring of Honor stuff. Like imagine Cody not being aware this is happening, and I'm sure that and he just went away, and now this happens, and like what's up with Cody?
I think he was aware, but I wanted to.
Granted, he was an EVP. Like I'm sure that he needed to know.
Yeah,
but like the thing that FTR appeared when the Briscoes won. You kind of want to speculate that they had a plan from way back there, or I can be wrong. I'm just speculating right now.
Yeah.
So we can talk about this a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah,
yes.
And we will more and more.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the one thing too is, like, I saw this comment. Well, I get that. Like, it's not like Vince bought WCW. He did, obviously, and there's a difference because Vince didn't have competition when he purchased WCW. New Japan was New Japan, but they didn't have any foothold in America. They weren't anything he worried about. And I mean, that's the difference right there. It's he didn't have competition. So that's the biggest difference there. And the one thing that I've heard constantly about that is Vince or WWE in general, and I think it's obvious, they're doing their own thing. They don't really pay attention to what's going on.
Vince said it yesterday.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, and that's what the great pin says here. What are the odds Tony Khan folding Ring of Honor as a promotion and just bringing it AEW as a house show name or studio show? I think he's going to keep the name because
it's a big name.
Yeah, why not? But I do think that this show will help. They're not going to do many house shows. Tony Khan's always has said that, but I think this is a way to start that. Like, that way you can do a couple of wrestlers going on a small tour, stuff like that. But we'll have to see. But we'll move on because I know a lot of people are tired of hearing about Tony Khan. But we'll just go over. Dynamite was pretty good this past week. You had it was a really solid show, I thought. And the thing is it the talk of Tony Khan's what overshadowed the show, in my opinion. But that's okay. That's that they got people talking, and it might actually help pay-per-view buys too. Maybe
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will.
So, but like just going over the quick results. Bryan Danielson. I loved how they opened with Bryan Danielson versus Christopher Daniels for Dynamite. I thought that was great because of the whole Ring of Honor thing. The tag team casino battle royal match went pretty much the way I expected. I was expecting the Young Bucks to win it, and I was listening to the prediction show that you and Sean had, which you can watch on Fightful.com or Fightful's YouTube page. They just did it a little bit ago. They're having the trios match, or not trios, triple threat match, and this weekend against Red Dragon and Jurassic Express. And I think one of you said it. I think Jurassic Express is going to go over because one of those two teams is going to cost the other. And I think that's the way to go. Do you see Jurassic Express losing this? We haven't got to our predictions part, but I'm just kind of curious. Would you agree with me on that, or would you agree with Sean? Because I think that's right. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, that's. I think that's right. But when we talk about our predictions, I'm going to elaborate on that a bit more.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, my favorite part of the whole show, and obviously the Ring of Honor stuff was great, but I am a huge Darius and Dante Martin guy. I love Top Flight. They are local boys here in Minnesota. I've watched those guys from like pretty much their start in wrestling. I'm so happy for them and be able to see what they're doing. The reaction that Darius got the other day was just, I popped. Like I was so happy to see it back. And it's good. Like I talked to a lot of my local friends and stuff like that, and we were pretty happy, pretty pumped up for him because we knew he was scheduled to be back anytime. He's been working out and stuff. That
I had no idea.
Yeah, we just didn't know when. I assumed it would be after Revolution, but I loved how they brought him back, and I loved the crowd reaction. That was awesome. They deserve that. And the one thing is they don't get much mic time, but they are two guys that people would absolutely love. And they remind me of from a standpoint of how they're the way they are. They remind me of a young Hardy Boys tag team. They do. They remind me of that. So I was very excited about that.
The fun part is that they actually made their return as a team in the same ring, in the same place they actually debuted. They debuted during the pandemic, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and in the same ring and in the same place they actually debuted. So this is kind of a full circle.
Yeah, it was awesome. And then the tag match with Mercedes and Thunder Rosa defeating Baker and Hayter. The only thing I think about this match was I thought Hayter should have taken the pin, but who knows? I mean, I know a lot of people think Thunder Rosa and Mercedes Martinez they did the right thing by putting them over. I have no problem with that. I just think that Jamie Hayter should have been the one that was pinned, not Britt Baker. And then you had
this match was kind of sloppy for me.
Yeah,
a bit. Like as I told Sean a while ago, like if this was WWE, you would have by now you would know who's winning on Sunday.
Yeah, for sure. You had a great promo again of CM Punk and MJF. That was fantastic.
Crap.
I think CM Punk's probably still bleeding. That was, there's really not much to say about that. I think we all figured that MJF, he got that promo of a lifetime last week, and I think we all figured that this was going to happen. And and I'm going to tie this into it a little bit too, is Wardlow beating Benoni. I loved that he stopped Spears with that chair, and I loved how they got into each other's faces, and I loved how Spears kind of just like, you could tell Spears was like, crap, like he had that reaction. It was a perfect reaction for that situation. Absolutely loved that. And then you had MJF slap Wardlow, and
he
now
slapped that bitch.
So I'm thinking after watching that slap, I think we might be getting Wardlow versus MJF at Double or Nothing. What do you think?
Yeah, it's time. It's time, you guys. It's been a while. We've waited for 2 years. Let's have it. Let's hear it.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
We're getting that. Yep. This has been one of these storylines I've told you enough times already. They're blue balling me. Enough is enough. Let's get it. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's rock.
Let's go. Let's play. Yep. I get it. So yeah, it was a pretty good Dynamite. NXT was pretty solid too. I thought this past week I really enjoyed the matches. I really liked the main event. Just a solid show overall. The they're starting to build for Stand and Deliver. The one thing I know in NXT gets a really bad rap right now, like because people are like, it's not the same. It's not the black and gold brand, and I completely understand that. I get it, but the actual in-ring stuff has been, in my opinion, fantastic.
Yeah, but this is the problem with main roster WWE as well. Like the in-ring action is almost always amazing, but like the storylines suck. The storyline sucking isn't the thing in NXT. The problem right now with NXT is that when you created something so amazing like NXT, like the black and gold brand, when you invented such an amazing show, when you change it, people are going to have a problem with it. Like I still have problems with it because it was so good. Like why change it? Like if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Like why change it? Like everything in it. But I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt, as I've said on multiple occasions on the show. Like the fact that I'm still pissed Tommaso Ciampa got a new theme for the main roster. He kind of explained it, and I'm less pissed off about it because he actually gave an explanation, and it makes sense, actually. Yeah. But the previous week when he was on commentary, he got a jobber's entrance.
Yeah.
And you can see why, because they were working on a different entrance. Like I'm always hopeful because NXT has produced major stars, and they will never not be major stars just because they flop on the main roster. Like I just kind of feel bad for them because I've seen what they can do, and it's never not frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah, and like, so the two best matches this past week was obviously the main event. You had Carmelo Hayes go over Pete Dunne. Give me Pete Dunne, Carmelo Hayes in any match, and I'm excited. And then the other one was obviously the tag team match with Ciampa and Braun Breaker versus Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler.
Dirty D-Wags.
Yeah, I won't call him that. But yeah, it was overall a good show. So moving on, let's go ahead and do our Impact. We're going to do quick Impact predictions because why not? Big show this weekend on Saturday in Louisville. Unfortunately, Sean will not be there because he's going to be in Orlando for AEW Revolution. So,
no, I feel so bad for him.
Yeah, but he did say he's pretty disappointed because that was the first time they were going to be so close to him in a while, and he can't go now. And I get that sucks, but I'd rather be at Revolution myself. And I think deep down too. But yeah, going like over this show, it's going to start off with, well, actually, they haven't. I don't believe they've announced what. Oh, they did announce it. Countdown to Sacrifice is going to be Rich Swann and Willie Mack versus the OGK, which is Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. I think OGK goes over. I think that's a given just because of the push that we're seeing with the Ring of Honor stuff and in Impact. What do you see happening there?
Yeah, like here's the thing. If I think I've said it a bunch of times. If you're familiar with Mike Bennett only from WWE, like I was, you would never know just how amazing this dude is in the ring. Like when I watched some Ring of Honor stuff, and I was like, oh holy crap! Like this dude is amazing in the ring. Like why did this whole thing happen? Like what happened? And I would love to see the OGK win. Matt Taven is acting like the biggest piece of trash and piece of shit ever on Impact, and I love it. This is just so entertaining. I love this whole angle. It's the OGK are winning this one.
Our guy Throwback sent us a generous super chat here. Yes, do you think that there will be a ROH invasion this weekend? Do you see that show? This weekend is impacted by it? Also, Punk being torn up this week reminds me of Austin's Crimson photo. Love you guys. Keep kicking ass, and we love you, buddy. I truly
love you. Throwback. I hope you had an amazing birthday. And have all the cakes and all the hugs and all the kisses. I'm actually going to talk about it when we start our predictions for Rampage. I'm sorry.
And just to do it real quick, I don't think we'll see anything like as far as like an invasion angle. I think I just don't see it, but you never know. It could happen. But going on to the next match. You have the Impact Tag Team Championships, the Good Brothers versus Violent by Design. This one I'm torn about because I'm a huge mark for the Good Brothers. I absolutely love those guys. So I'm going to go out on a limb here. Well, it might not be a limb to some, but I think the Good Brothers retain. That's just my opinion.
Here's the thing. I kind of actually think Violent by Design are winning because like the Good Brothers will go and do their thing with the Bullet Club and have having like a falling out and stuff. But like as much as like we all love the Good Brothers, I think they haven't done anything for the tag team division in Impact ever since they were tag team champions. They became tag team champions, and I listen up. I will I will always be a big mark for. I will always be a big mark for Violin by Design's theme music, like Eric Young's theme music. And as much as I can like hear it every time and more, I would just love that. And I would love for Violin by Design to win those titles.
Yeah. You have Jonah versus PCO. I think Jonah is going over. I think this is a given. But who knows? Do you see Jonah losing here?
No. Like ever since he lost to Josh Alexander, which was strange to me, because like right after that, Josh Alexander left, and Noah just got like absolutely nowhere. But like he needs to win some matches. Like people who have watched NXT know how good he is, but he's like this dude who keeps almost killing people in the ring on Impact, and I want to see that continue. Like Noah's amazing. Yeah. It's kind of a monster.
I do that all the time, and I even know it. It's Louisville, and I've always called it's ridiculous. I get it, and I'm sorry, but I'm actually going through there this coming week because I'm driving to Georgia, like I told you. So I'll be going through Louisville. See, I almost did it again. Jesus.
Hey, you should hear a bunch of names from like Bulgarian small villages. You'll be like,
Yeah.
no,
I have a
yeah,
hard time talking now. Who knows what's
yeah,
there? Moose versus Heath for the Impact World Championship.
yeah.
I love
Heath
Heath.
ain't winning that one.
Yeah, I love Heath, but I think that's the easiest one to go with here. Moose winning that.
Rob, did you know that Heath has kids?
Yeah, he does. He does
He
have
does.
kids. He has a lot. In WWE, he had a lot. In Impact, he didn't have. He doesn't have as many. So, I guess they got released too soon. I guess. This one, I said that World Championship match was the easiest one to call, but that's not true. Rhino versus Eddie Edwards. Eddie Edwards is gonna win this.
Oh my
No doubt
God,
about it.
so much. As I said to you last week, I'm excited to see heel Eddie Edwards because I haven't seen heel Eddie Edwards ever.
Oh, he's awesome. Impact X Division Championship, Trey Miguel versus Jake Something. This one, I don't see Miguel losing the title yet, but this is the one that I've kind of gone back and forth with.
Yeah.
I think Miguel's winning this. Not too. I would say not too. It wouldn't be a big surprise if Jake Something won. I just think Miguel wins.
Yeah, well, here's the thing: when you have X Division matches over at Impact, you're basically guaranteed an amazing match.
Yeah.
Trey Miguel is always a thing of beauty to watch in the ring, and Jake Something has been doing the work, Rob. And I listen up, like I'm a huge Jake Something fan, and I want to see him win just so I can see Drew mark out on Twitter, and it'll be so wholesome. And Jake Something's been really impressive lately, and maybe him winning will, I don't know, will let Trey Miguel do something different for a while, maybe.
Yeah, possible. Yeah, you
Yeah.
The next match is Impact Knockouts Tag Team Championship. The Inspiration taking on the Influence, which is Tino Dashwood and Madison Rain. I think the Inspiration win. No doubt about that one, in my opinion.
By far, yes.
Yeah, they're gonna win that. And then I think the match I'm most excited for is Alex Shelley versus Jay White. Jay White's going to win that, but I'm excited to watch it because those two guys kick ass anytime they're in the ring. I mean, that match this might sound preposterous to some, and maybe some it won't. That match, and I don't think it will, but it has the potential to be the match of the weekend.
It will be. I'm pretty sure it will be.
Yeah, like I could see that. The thing is, when you're going against AEW and they have a pay-per-view, it's really hard it would be really hard to say another company is going to have the match of the weekend, like in this with both shows. I'm just saying, if we were gambling and the odds were there, it might be smart to put a couple dollars down on Jay White and Alex Shelley.
Yeah, when we say it's going to be the match of the weekend, we're not saying that the other wrestlers aren't good in the ring. No, we're just underlining just how amazing Jay White is and how big the return of Alex Shelley to a wrestling ring in Impact is. Actually, also shout out to my friend Cutie Straw on Twitter. She is the biggest mark for Alex Shelley. She's the biggest Alex Shelley fan, and I'm just sending her all the love because I'm pretty sure she's gonna have a nervous breakdown when she watches the show.
Let's see here. Well, I was going to go ahead and talk about Vince McMahon, but let's go ahead and just do our first Cooper effect story. Maggie, what do you got?
Yes. As a bunch of you know already, I'm a big mark for Twin Peaks, and I decided I proposed to Rob that every week we do this thing called the Cooper effect, when we talk and rant about amazing things happening right now in the world. And the first Cooper effect is about this amazing dude who decided to travel a thousand miles from the UK to Ukraine in order to supply families with supplies such as sleeping bags and food supplies and anything because of everything that is happening in Eastern Europe right now, which I'm still scared as fuck about. The thing is, I hope I don't butcher his name, is Tom Littledike. And
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that this is how you pronounce. He decided to fill in his minibus and just collect donations up to $5,300 for the trip. And he's doing this amazing thing. Like, here's the thing: whenever we have this horrible thing that's happening right now, every little act of kindness can change a person's life drastically. And what this dude is doing is actually so selfless. It's actually making me wanna ugly cry a bit, because wholesome things happening while horrible things are happening is what's going to even this whole thing out. And this actually aligns amazingly with the whole concept for Twin Peaks, because you can have the light without the dark and vice versa. You need to have your coffee with your pie. And in order to appreciate the good, you need to know the bad. And this actually, as I said, it goes amazingly together with the whole concept of our Cooper effects. And shout outs to this amazing person. Like, I can't put people like this over enough, because it's an amazing thing. And if you ever get the chance to do something, like, the amazing feeling of doing something good is going to be so good. And you'll actually have a hype for it, and you want it. And after that, you want to do more and more and more, until you just become this amazing person which everyone loves. And of course, you won't do that to be loved. You'll do this because you love doing it, and
Yeah.
you love seeing people happy, and you love helping people. And this just is so amazing.
Yeah, it's a great story, and yeah, it's a lot of bad things happening over there, but I love hearing this story. He is definitely a great person, just doing what he's doing. So got to give him a handshake and an applause for what he's doing. It's just something else. No words, really. Let's go ahead and move on. I was going to say let's talk about Vince McMahon, but let's go ahead and just. I know you just did your AEW Revolution predictions with Sean, but we're just going to do ours somewhat quicker, because like you've already done it, and I'm sure a lot of people that are watching us now might have probably watched you already do your predictions, but we're just going to do those real quick. The match that I think everybody's looking forward to the most, obviously, is the World Championship the one that I'm also looking for, the thing about AEW pay-per-views is every match is going to be good. That's the thing. But I think Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley was just going to be awesome. I think that has possibilities of being a classic.
But it has big stakes to it.
Yeah. Yep. And
there's a story. There's a big story in that match.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what they do. If it'll be interesting. But the buy-in match is going to have Layla Hirsch versus Chris Statlander. I think
that bitch Chris Statlander.
Yeah, I think Hirsch is going over. I think so. I could be, obviously you could always be wrong with predictions. I just think it's a way to move her. That gives him another person, because Chris Statlander is very, very popular in AEW, and adding Layla Hirsch gives him another heel. Even though a lot of people think she's the face in all this,
she's not. She's not, guys.
No, I know. It's just based off what Statlander said. But yeah, Layla Hirsch is, I think, going to win. I'm going with an upset here. QT Marshall over Hook. No, I'm not. I'm kidding. That was a joke. Hook will beat the hell out of QT Marshall, and QT Marshall will hopefully be able to leave Orlando with not going into the hospital. No, I'm kidding. He'll be fine. But Hook is going to win that. I don't see you disagreeing with that.
Here's the thing. That AEW are they know they have an amazing thing with Hook going on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And you remember when The Fiend debuted in WWE, and they knew they had an amazing thing going on, and they pushed him way too early, and they gave him a title which I don't know why they thought it was a good idea. The whole concept of The Fiend didn't have a title in it. It was weird. So AEW is doing things right with Hook. They're not shoving Hook up our throats. When WWE noticed that everyone loved Tony D'Angelo over NXT UK, they started overdoing it with him, and they're kind of pulling back on it right now, which is the thing to do, because they kind of overdid it with him with the holiday and the stuff, and this is the way to do it. Don't keep cool, he's already over. And as I told Sean, having him in the buy-in is brilliant, because you're guaranteed to have people's eyes on that show, because whenever Hook is on your show, everyone's watching. All right, this is a slam dunk right here.
Yeah, agree. Dr. Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa. I just don't see Britt losing yet. I know Thunder Rosa has that, everybody, we all love Thunder Rosa. There's just something. I just think Britt's gonna go over again. I really do. I could be absolutely wrong on this. That's just the feeling I get. What about you?
Yeah, well, if you're kind of making me want to doubt myself. So, AEW isn't deaf. We all hear that Thunder Rosa gets the biggest pop of the night every time, and it's not even close. Having a woman get that kind of a pop and not have the title on her wouldn't be smart. It's basically best for business for Thunder Rosa to have that title. If Britt Baker wins, then they're gonna do a rematch in order for Thunder Rosa to get over. Because believe me, Thunder Rosa is winning that title from Britt Baker sooner or later, and I rather have it now, because if they do another rematch, I'm gonna get really exhausted about it.
Yeah, and I actually.
Like,
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. My bad.
no, I was gonna rant a bit about Britt Baker being my girl and Thunder Rosa being my first girl, like which noticed me on my stupid drink videos, and I'm kind of torn about this, and it's so
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah, we'll have to see. I do like this idea here, though.
yeah, I know. We talked
Yeah.
with Sean about this, but like, here's the thing: rematches, like all these rematches. I'm not saying like rematches between two amazing wrestlers isn't such a bad thing, but like AEW, as Sean has said on multiple occasions, them leaning towards rematches more and more, kind of like you're going down a dark path right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got Jade Carter, TBS Championship. Whoa, my phone.
Oh, so professional.
Yeah, I know. I thought I had it on mute, but oh well. Yep,
Oh, let me check mine.
Yeah, that's an alarm.
Okay.
That's all it was. No,
Okay.
no, it was actually a phone call. That's great. Damn it. TBS Championship.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, TBS Championship. Jade Cargill versus Tay Conti. This is going to be Tay Conti's second title shot in 2 pay-per-views. There's no way in hell. I love Tay Conti, but there's no way in hell she's going to win this match.
Yeah. Like, as I said to Sean, like, this is not me undermining Ty Conti. She's done amazing things in the short time that she's been doing this. She's done amazing, but she ain't winning that match. Like, there isn't a person on that roster who's quite built up as and ready to actually be Jade for that title. I don't see it happening anytime yet.
Yeah. No, yeah. Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley. I think Bryan Danielson. I think, man, this is a tough one for me.
Yeah,
it really is. I think Moxley wins, and that starts the heel turn even bigger for Bryan Danielson. That's what I think, and I don't think Moxley joins them. That's just me.
really.
The reason I say that is I think Jon Moxley is going to do the. This is what I think. This is just my way of thinking. I think Jon Moxley is going to be like, no. He goes, I think he'll do something like the thing, kind of fourth wall type thing. I think he'll say, no, I already did the group thing. I'm going to hang out with myself for a while. I think that's
okay.
That's
okay.
where I'm headed. I think it's going to go. And then
okay, you're being a bit cheeky.
Yeah, and I think Danielson's going to just do, like, I think Danielson is going to get guys like Daniel Garcia and
Lee Moriarty.
Yeah, Lee Moriarty, and we'll see.
So despite of Moxley not being a thing in that faction, you're saying that Bryan Danielson is going to have that faction nevertheless.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
But that's just that's my way of thinking about it. We'll have to see there. It'll be good stuff though. You have Jurassic Express versus Red Dragon and versus the Young Bucks. Like I said earlier, I don't see Jurassic Express losing this match. I think Red Dragon and Young Bucks cost each other the match. And I think I think it was said on the preview show or the prediction show with Sean. I think Jurassic Express will go on and wrestle Santana and Ortiz at Double or Nothing. That's what I think, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, the thing I said to Sean, that of course when you think about it, the story is right there. Like Red Dragon and the Young Bucks cost each other the match, and Jurassic Express just swoops in, do the pin, and just go home, and then you have a new rivalry going into Double or Nothing for Red Dragon and Young Bucks. It's right there. It's literally right there, the storyline.
Yeah.
But then I started thinking, like, Centennial and Ortiz are, I'm sure that they're the next one to hold these titles. And because they are so over right now and they're so big and everybody loves them, they kind of need to win these titles from a heel team, just so the pop will be that even bigger. And it's just my brain is kind of like overloading while I'm thinking about this, because like both things are logical for me. Like, it can go both ways, but I kind of want to see Jurassic Express retaining, because I actually thought that this was going to be their second defense, but Sean actually corrected me. He said it really wasn't. But for me, it's like their biggest title defense so far.
Yeah.
Because it's like two big tag teams, and if they lose it from the very start, it's they're gonna be portrayed as not that credible, maybe. So yeah, they need to retain those titles. What will happen is another story for later.
Yeah.
And this actually correlates because right before Tony Khan made that ROH announcement, everything was so slam dunk. But right now, I actually think that why not have Ring of Honor guys invade your show? Why not?
I mean, it could happen. I just don't think it. I just don't think they're going that way. But we'll see. We will definitely see. You have the dog collar match: CM Punk versus MJF. MJF is going over. Every time I pick against CM Punk, he wins. So we'll have to see. But I think MJF wins. I think it's going to be a hell of a match. But what do you think?
I think MJF needs to win this match, because otherwise it's, I don't know. I know he won the first one, but with all this promo work and everything, I actually forgot the first match ever existed. Because it's like it was a thing of beauty. Okay, like this promo, like this the whole bit was amazing. And granted, this didn't make MJF a liar about what he said last week. He still meant it, and it was still real. But the scars he got from it were actually deeper than we thought. And this is the story they're running here. And if CM Punk actually wins a match against MJF, this will be against everything he stood for against at WWE. Like, he beat Darby Allin already, and if he beats MJF now, like, these are like the young dudes which are going to be big in AEW in the future. And if CM Punk beats them both, like, what does that tell about everything he stood for in WWE? When he was angry at The Rock returning and main eventing WrestleMania while he was busting his ass with that title, actually. MJF needs to win. And yeah.
Okay. You have the Tornado Trios match with Matt Hardy, Andrade, Isaiah Kennedy versus Sting, Darby Allin, and Sammy Guevara. Sting, Sammy, and Darby win this. I don't think there's any way in hell that Andrade's team wins this. Just really quick, who do you think wins this one?
Oh, yeah. Darby, Sting, and Sammy Guevara are totally winning. And Matt is going to go crazy after that match. And yeah,
Yeah.
things are happening. It's a pity that Andrade is gonna lose because like he hasn't been winning that much at all.
Face of the Revolution ladder match: Keith Lee versus Wardlow versus Powerhouse Hobbs. Ricky Starks and Orange Cassidy against either. Tonight it'll determine if it's going to be Christian Cage or Ethan Page. Just a quick Rampage prediction. I think Ethan Page goes. I think he has to win. But who knows? Christian Cage, Ethan Page, something's got to give. But either way, I think Wardlow wins.
He should. He totally should. And then, here's the thing that Sean actually said that if CM Punk wins the match, this will make MJF really, really mad at everything. And after Wardlow wins, MJF gets in his face and says, "You know what? No, I'm not doing that. You're not getting that title. This is my title. It'll be my shot." And then you can pull the trigger on them both.
Yeah, that's a good possibility. I just don't. I just think MJF.
I think these two things are correlated.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I definitely would agree with that. Championship match: Adam Page versus Adam Cole.
Are you two going to forget about Eddie Kingston and Chris Jericho?
No, I actually have these like out of order because. Yeah, for whatever reason, I when I copied and pasted them, I did them out of order. But yeah, we'll go ahead and just do the World Championship match. Hangman Page versus Adam Cole. I think Hangman retains, even though I'm a huge mark for Adam Cole. I'm an Adam Cole guy.
Yeah.
Boom. But Hangman wins. I think this is very easy.
Are you going to predict something else about it?
Oh, go ahead.
Like possibly Kenny Omega returns and costs Cole the match. Because like in everyone, or it may be after the match. Like Kenny Omega returns and everyone thinks that he's going after Hangman because he bid him for the title, and then he actually beats that ass with Adam Cole because he, stole his friends, brought in Jay White, and so on and so forth. And like maybe finally, granted, he may not be okay to wrestle for real, but he doesn't need to wrestle. Like he can just like beat him up like a little bit. And then when the road to Double or Nothing, he doesn't need to wrestle. Like he just needs to be there so he can recover as best as he can from all his 25,000 injuries he had.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing. Like, and that way, when he finally wrestles Adam Cole at Double or Nothing, it could be even that bigger because it will be his first match back.
Yeah. Yep. I definitely agree with you there. And I think, like I said, Adam Page wins. Moving on to Chris Jericho versus Eddie Kingston. This one, I could see it going both ways. I really do, but I think Kingston goes over.
No, if Chris Jericho wins, I'm going to be mad as hell. Yeah. Like this will be some poor ass booking.
Yeah. No, I just think I think you got to go with Kingston. I do.
For me, as I mentioned on the prediction show with Sean, I like to think of this match as the beginning of the Eddie Kingston story towards a championship. Because, like as he said, he made the difficult decision to quit smoking because he wanted to be champion, and this journey begins with him defeating the first ever AEW champion. This writes itself, basically.
Well, another throwback super chat. Thank you very much, throwback. With NXT's roadblock next week, do you see them pulling the trigger on Ziggler being the NXT champion? Is it possible he defends at Mania? Absolutely not.
I'm going to be pissed off.
There's no way.
No.
There's just no way in hell they can let him be the one that beats Braun Breaker. So yeah, just no way in hell that can happen.
No, if like they have this golden goose that's laying eggs, like in the face of Braun Breaker, and they kind of already ruined him with this boggers ass name. Like I will never stop crapping on this name because, like, okay, fine, but like you literally have a good thing going on with Braun Breaker as your NXT championship. And Ziggler, like I know I'm one of the biggest Dolph Ziggler fans. He WWE ruined him, like, and I'm not even kidding. Like the last time he was relevant was at the 2014 Survivor Series when he was the last man standing in that match, and Sting returned and helped him beat the Authority. Dolph Ziggler is a big thing in NXT, as big was like, not as big as AJ Styles was over NXT. I'll never stop ranting about them not doing this while the Wednesday Night Wars were happening. This is puzzling. Like, why don't you have like your main roster stars, which everyone knows, over at NXT while they were actually competing against AEW every Wednesday night? Yeah.
So yeah, that's AEW Revolution, which is going to be Sunday night. We will be doing a watch along on Fightful's Twitch page, so you could definitely join us there. Moving on, we'll just talk really quickly about yesterday's Pat McAfee, Vince McMahon interview. I think a lot of people I've seen either really enjoyed it or they didn't like it at all. Granted, Vince said, yeah, the people that didn't like it at all are the one because of some of the things Vince said. I mean, and granted, he did say some things that were typical Vince McMahon. Like he's talking about he said something about dead weight yesterday when it came to releases. And I mean, that's the thing. We hate that people get released, obviously. We want people to keep their jobs and stuff, and I also get that he has a company to run, and I think we all disagree with him quite a bit. But it was an interesting watch because he kind of just sat back and talked, and I know some people said, well, nothing he said really was, we knew a lot already, and there's some truth behind that, but there's a lot of stuff that we didn't know either. I mean, the Jim Ross story that he had was very intriguing. Yeah, and just like he talked about, like growing up, like I knew he grew up poor, but I didn't know like it was as bad. And I think one of the most, he talked about, I don't know if a lot of people noticed it, but he did talk about being abused when he was a child. That was pretty tough to listen to. And you can feel like I feel awful for anybody that gets treated like that when they were a child. That's a whole different show, but I feel awful that happened to him. But he said a lot of things. He talked about the culture in Saudi Arabia. He talked about how they have their culture and you have to respect that. And I know where he's coming from, but that's not the problem that people have with Saudi Arabia. They don't have a problem with the people in Saudi Arabia. They have a problem with the political stuff behind it. And he went the way he answered that question. He went around. That, and like that's the thing. I did not have any idea about. I did not have any idea. What the hell was that doing that? Oh. My first time on a computer. Yeah. Jim Ross told that story on the podcast. I've never heard it, and I've listened to a lot of those, but I believe you, Scott. I just didn't know it. But I just thought that was fascinating. Hear it from Vince's standpoint was interesting. He's going to induct the Undertaker. That was not. I mean, he's the perfect person for that.
I need to put over Pat McAfee a bit.
Okay.
Put him over. Like, dude he's amazing on commentary over at SmackDown. He provides like this color commentary, like we as some of us call it, and but he's actually he. A lot of people think that he's a heel commentator and all this because he's right next to Michael Cole, and Michael Cole was forever like the babyface commentator, and actually like they, while he's supposed to be the heel commentator, he's constantly calling out Sonya Deville's bullshittery like all the time. So he's like as all these heels that we like to praise all the time, who are always telling the truth, and we love that. And when Vince McMahon walked into his studio, and he marked the fuck out for him so hard, and you can see just like Pat McAfee was just a fan, like he like all of us, and apart from Bad Bunny, I think Pat McAfee was my second favorite, like outside of wrestling person who competed in WWE, and he does all of this from the love of wrestling, from the love of that sport, and they talk about a lot of stuff in that interview, and I know everyone said that already, and but you don't see that part of Vince McMahon that often. And he said it himself. The dude actually flew all the way to that studio so he can be there live. He didn't want to do this all over at Zoom or Skype or whatever you want to call it. He didn't want that. He flew there just so he can have a like real life physical conversation with him.
Yeah. The funny thing is, like, SmackDown's in Miami tonight, but Vince McMahon went back home and worked out, and that was the thing that, like, I could not actually believe was when WWE went back on the road. Like, they started obviously with they went to the Houston SmackDown. I think it was Houston, and then like 2 days later they had the pay-per-view Money in the Bank. Well, that's where Cena returned. He basically so after that SmackDown, he flew back home to Stanford. They showed him working out like that night, and basically the next, like, later that day, he flew back down to Texas. I'm just like, you mean to tell me you can't find a gym, like rent out your own gym? I mean, that just shows like how this man is. And he worked, like, just knowing the way, hearing stories and stuff. Vince, worked the whole way home, like on the plane, just doing whatever he does as far as booking and other stuff goes. It was a fantastic listen, I think. And McAfee, I enjoy McAfee's show because I'm a huge sports fan. So I've listened to his show, and people that didn't really like him yesterday do not listen to his show, that I've noticed, because that's the way he is. I think he's great. I love him on SmackDown. I like the guy. He seems like a regular guy that just makes a ton of money, and he's doing everything that he loves to do. I think that's awesome. So,
yeah, sure. Like, I was a first time listener of the show and watcher. Like, yeah. I enjoyed it. Like, I don't think I'm gonna watch it like anytime soon. But granted, if I have the free time, I will. But I'll tell you one thing: I did not appreciate all the what chants. I did not appreciate that.
Yeah.
I hated that. Like, stop
it. Yeah.
No.
That's annoying. So he announced yesterday too that he's going to give McAfee a match at Mania. It's not going to be against him, thank God. Well, as
I was so relieved.
Yeah. It's going to be Austin Theory, and somebody said it in chat that it'd be perfect for Corey Graves, and like, I know Corey Graves. it's one of those things. Corey Graves isn't very popular with WWE fans or smart fans, anyways. Because I don't know if you looked at the viewership for his show with Carmella.
I'm not talking about that.
Just real quick. And this isn't a shot at them. Their viewership for that show was bad. I mean, WWE released a clip of Rhea Ripley, just like talking about 5 different things or something like that, and she had about 1,500 more people watch that over the Carmella thing, and the numbers it was just kind of like crazy. I think that was a show that they made that people didn't really want to see. So, but yeah, overall, it was good. Good.
It's not going to be Cody, guys. Come on.
Yeah,
it's not Cody.
Yeah, they're not going to do Cody.
He also said that he will induct the Undertaker into the Hall of Fame, and this is the right thing to do, because I don't think you want Glenn Kane anywhere near your, no, not right now.
Yeah,
like, let it die out, everything he did. Yeah, and yes, you see, we all saw how emotional Vince McMahon got on those Undertaker documentaries, and there's no one better to induct him in there.
Yeah, no, absolutely, I agree with that. Yeah, so like other than that, there wasn't it's been kind of somewhat quiet for wrestling news, excluding like the Ring of Honor stuff and Vince McMahon on Pat McAfee yesterday. The big thing that tomorrow is that big house show in Madison Square Garden in New York. It'll be interesting. They don't talk about house shows much ever on TV. But I'm kind of curious to see what I think is going to happen. Is I think Roman's going to obviously interfere in Brock's match. Have they said who he's wrestling yet? I don't believe they have. But I think it's still going to be a unification match. I don't see Brock losing that title at a house show of all places. So
I don't care if it's Madison Square Garden. He's not losing that.
Very seldom you'll see anybody lose the title at a house show. Usually,
I wish he didn't have that title to begin with.
Yeah. But if anybody loses the title at a house show, it's usually the Intercontinental Champion over time. But yeah, we'll have to see. But we got about 10 minutes left, so we're going to go ahead and do our next Cooper Effect story. Maggie, who are we doing our Cooper story number 2 on?
The Cooper Effect number 2 story is about the amazing and incredibly wholesome Alex McCarthy. This dude is so amazing to everyone who gets in his comments and everything. It doesn't matter if he's a piece of shit. Alex McCarthy will. You wouldn't even know that he's being a jerk to you, even if he is, because he's just like so incredibly wholesome. And let me mention something real quick. I get up every morning, have my coffee, watch some wrestling. Like, granted, if I'm not working, and I see that he was already in the gym. Like, granted, this dude lives in the UK, and they are 2 hours behind me, and he was already there. Like, Alex is grinding so much. He's been pushing himself so hard, and he's doing an amazing job. And he's so inspiring to me, because every once in a while I get like really self-conscious about my body. And granted, I do like to work out every time I get an opportunity. But working as a bartender, I go home like at 5 a.m. I can't possibly do everything I have on the next day and enjoy wrestling and do this amazing podcast with you and do all the research and stuff. And just Alex has been an incredible inspiration to me, because he was always rooting for me every time. Like, he was, and just, you got to give it to British people and their voices every time they rant about something. They sound so sophisticated. And this is just so amazing. I love Alex McCarthy. He's doing amazing stuff. And shout out to him.
Yeah, he's a good dude. I like him. He does really good work. He's a he does great interviews too.
Oh yes.
So you know what time it is?
I remember actually.
Oh,
I remember one of the first times I interacted with him on Twitter. He was because I've had Twitter since 2018, but I started using it at 2020 when the pandemic started. And granted, I had nothing better to do while I was sitting my ass home. And he was I saw him saying a bunch of stuff, and I was like in his comments, I just said, "Stop saying accurate stuff. Like, like this is so tiring." And and he's just everything he does is like an inspiration.
Yeah, I haven't had many interactions with him, but when I have, they've been really good. He's a nice guy. I've seen his tweets and everything like that. Corey, I want to say thank you for that. I want to take this time for making this one of the great reasons to look forward to Fridays. Coexisting is a great way to close out the work week. Thank you, man. But that means a lot to us. I guarantee you that means a lot to us. It's stuff like that makes me happy that we get to do something. We get to do a show. Like for an hour and a half, we get to talk something that we love. Pro wrestling. Nothing beats that. Okay. So you know what time it is. It's joke time. And we were talking before the show, Maggie, that I wish I would have kept a log of everything, of all the jokes that I did.
You should have.
Now, like, I look at some of these and I can't remember if I've said them because they're ones either I know or ones that I came up with recently, or not me come up with, I found recently. Like this first one, I think I've said before, but I cannot remember. How did Burger King get Dairy Queen pregnant?
How?
He forgot to wrap his Whopper.
Oh my God, Rob, lame. You've never said that ever. This is the first time I'm hearing.
Okay, good. That's the first one. Okay. So this boxer was having a hard time sleeping, so he went to the doctor. Doctor asked, have you tried counting sheep? The boxer replies, I have, but every time I get to the count of 8, I stand up. In boxing, if you get knocked down.
Oh, yeah, okay. It took me some time. I'm sorry. I'm not a big boxing fan.
No, that's fine. I thought that was a great one. This might be my favorite one. What did the drummer name his twin daughters?
What?
Anna 1, Anna 2.
Oh, crap. 2 of my 3 bosses are drummers.
Oh, nice. Okay, this one I'm pretty sure I've said, but we'll find out. How do celebrities stay cool?
They get fans?
They have fans.
Yeah.
Okay.
You said that.
Yeah. Okay. Dogs can't operate MRI machines, but cats can.
Okay.
That's so stupid. Okay, last one. How does a penguin build his house?
What?
How does a penguin build his house?
I feel like I should know this.
Glues it together. Oh, shit.
Yeah, okay. I think you said that already.
That one I did not. That one
really?
I know I do not believe I ever.
Something about penguins.
Oh, I probably have, but I don't think that one. I don't. Maybe I did, but I don't think I did that one. Well, we got about 5 minutes left, so if anybody has like some questions, throw them out there. We'll answer them, even if they're not a super chat, because sometimes, like, either with this show, we either book too much or we don't book enough, like, for producing. So we're still working on that kind of stuff. But I think one other thing that I saw, Brock Lesnar is going to be doing another interview today with this one's with Michael Kay. His name is. He's a sport. In baseball, he does play-by-play for the New York Yankees, but he has his own sports radio show. Brock's going to be on there today. So you got that going on. Darby Allin is filming a reality series that's probably going to, I assume, probably going to replace Roads to the Top or whatever they call that.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. So, but I don't think anybody has questions. Otherwise, just things not refreshing. So Roman Reigns was told that he was, or not, he was told. It was announced that Roman Reigns would be on the last Raw before WrestleMania, so he'll be on that. Here's one question. Oh, wait, let's go in order. Now they've all come through. Let's see. Prediction on who Brock's facing at the MSG show.
I really have no idea.
I think somebody might have said it in chat, or maybe you said it, but Austin Theory sounds like a option, like somebody that they could just throw out there. But the fact that Paul Heyman has been saying that he's going to lose means, like, it tells me that it could be him. Somebody made a good prediction, and I wish I could remember who said it, but or if they said it, or if I saw it in the chat, or where. But somebody said Edge, and then let AJ Styles cost him the match. That way you can. That makes sense in a way, like if you think about it.
Okay.
But that's what I think. But I do, when I heard that, I absolutely love that idea. What do you think? You said you had no idea.
Yeah, but like, yeah.
Do you expect a debut at AEW Revolution?
Here's the thing: I don't expect anything, because if I expect something, I get my hopes up. But I can hope for something, but I don't expect. Like, I always hope for Samoa Joe. I always hope for Cesaro. Like, people who are familiar with me on this show know I'm the biggest mark for Cesaro. Like, the dude deserves the world, and he deserves the title, and he deserves people throwing him on their shoulders and celebrating his amazing in-ring skills all the time.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And also Ember Moon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that'd be a good one. Yeah, I think if we see a debut, it's kind of going to be the same way they did Jay Lethal. I think they'll just bring him out. Like, I don't think he'll attack, or the person will attack anybody. I just think it'll be the way they did Jay Lethal, just announce it and have him walk out. Jesus, what cars do Jedi's drive? Toyota. we appreciate that. I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt. You had a Star Wars pillow.
I have a lot of Star Wars stuff that I can show on the air.
Oh Jesus! Any debuts will happen in the ladder match? I don't think so. I mean, it could happen, I guess, but I don't think so. But
Throwback asked something. Do you think who wins the triple threat match at Roadblock? Also,
I don't know.
I kind of always wanted to be Ciampa, because it's Ciampa.
I think Breaker.
But it's Breaker. Like, no, he's not losing that title. He's amazing with that title, and he's not losing it.
Well, we got about two. Yeah.
Ciampa.
Yeah. That's the way Breaker's gonna win, but if anybody wins other than Breaker, it's got to be Ciampa. We got about 2 minutes left. Maggie, tell us where people can find you.
You can find me at Maggie_IK on Twitter. And please, guys, subscribe to Fightful Overbooked. We're doing amazing stuff here, and a bunch of amazing people are on this YouTube channel doing amazing stuff. And I promise you, like, there's something for everyone. It doesn't matter if it's wrestling or not wrestling related. You can find something for basically, if you don't watch wrestling and you watch Fightful Overbooked, you're going to fall in love with wrestling, because you're going to see all the different sides of it.
Yeah.
And and I plead every one of you, please subscribe to Fightful Overbooked.
Yep.
All the love for everyone doing things over there.
Yeah. And you can follow me at Rob Wilkins on Twitter. Usually I cover AEW Dynamite, Rampage, NXT, and SmackDown for Fightful.com, but I'm going to be going out of town for a while, and I have either a cracked wrist or a really severe sprained wrist, so I'm having to cut back on my writing. So for the next month or so, I won't be typing as much. The other thing, but I will be doing is helping with news and stuff like that on Fightful.com. But as far as like Fightful Overbooked goes, you're right. There's so many shows you have. I mean, Jeremy Lambert and SP3 right now, they have a show where they just review Entourage and South Park. You have SP3 and my guy Steven Jensen doing a Degrassi, whatever they call it.
I've never seen an episode of Degrassi, but I watch their show every week because they're amazing together.
Yeah, and you have a new show that just kind of recently started with Jeff Hawkins and Joel. It's called Brief. They do a review show.
I love Jeff Hawkins so much.
I don't know. No, I do. I like him too. He's a good dude. Our guy, well, you have our show, you have our guy Joel Pearl and Tim Call It in the Ring. They have a great wrestling show that they do. You have
also Jay Show is on the channel. Like this right here. Like you need to subscribe because Jay Show is here and she's doing amazing.
Yeah. A new show that debuted this week was Pillar to the Post. It's kind of like a show called, like, very similar to ESPN's Around the Horn, just pretty much wrestling talk. But there's so much for everyone, and we're over time. So I'm just going to go ahead and say thank you, everyone. Check out Fightful Overbooked. Do me a favor, hit the like button and subscribe. That means a ton to us. Everyone, take care. Have a great weekend. Enjoy AEW Revolution. We will be talking about it next week. Take care. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.